Greetings of the day. I'm Jason from Checkpoint 3 would like to introduce you to the next section of today's webinar. Let us take a deep dive into the method of learning Cambridge curriculum for Checkpoint 1 to 3. My friend Rayansh will take you through a journey of how Cambridge English is dealt in our school. Cambridge English is divided into three major parts: fiction, non-fiction and poetry. Diversified tasks on each of these help us in strengthening our written and verbal skills.
Hi everyone, to the fantasy world of story, we explore events of the story, characters and settings. Let's have a peek. Whatever we learn at this stage, thank you. Hi everyone, in this stage we start recognizing different types of fiction stories. One among them is traditional tales. These stories have been told and retold for many years. Often they are passed down through generations, therefore they become a story that many people know. Let me tell you a few features of traditional tales. They have many different types of characters. They usually have morals or lessons at the end of the story. They have timed words and phrases which makes it easy to listen to. Let me tell you a few examples. The Three Little Pigs and the Jack and the Beanstalk. In this stage, we start writing stories. Firstly, we focus on writing the character portraits, and then we cornerstone the setting descriptions of the story.
Hello everyone, today I am going to read a character portrait which I have written. This is Alice. She is a princess from England and lives in a magnificent palace. Alice is thin, tall and has curly hair. She is fair in complexion. Alice is beautiful and glamorous in her purple gown. She has diamond crown and necklace. Alice is clever and smart. She uses her wit to help the people in trouble. She likes dancing and listening to music in her garden. She dislikes laziness and dishonesty. She is always very cheerful and polite to others. All the people in her kingdom love her because of her good nature. Thank you.
Setting description: Forest of Nightmares. It was night time in a dark forest filled with dangerous animals. One can smell the dead carcass of a zebra and touch the spiky branches of trees. The place was quiet and calm. Sometimes one can hear the bellowing sound of hippos in pain and the sound of a pig getting attacked by wolves. There is a river lurking with crocodiles. I hear footsteps. And tiger! Run! Running, smashing through plants. The tiger is coming. Crossing a lake through a big log. The tiger is still coming. With the help of a vine, swinging across the cliff, the tiger leapt and it fell down the cliff. The man heard the sound of cars in the city. He made it back to the city. Thank you.
We not only start writing stories, but we also started writing poems at Checkpoint 3. I, Bhavin Chauhan from CP3, will take you through different types of poems we learned. Limericks are 5-line funny poems. Shape poems are written in a shape form. Acrostic poems have a title written vertically, and list poems are written in a form of list. Thank you.
Greetings of the day. I am going to take you all to the progression of this topic matter across different states. It is everywhere. It can neither be created nor destroyed. It exists in different states. Now my friends Lakshman and Amar from CP4 will share what they have learned in this topic.
I'm going to show you using Nearpod how the
Greetings of the day. I am going to take you all to the progression of this topic matter across different states. It is everywhere. It can neither be created nor destroyed. It exists in different states. Now my friends Lakshman and Amar from CP4 will share what they have learned in this topic.
I'm going to show you using Nearpod how the particles or molecules are arranged in solids, liquids, and gases. Solids. The particles in a solid are held together strongly. The spaces between the particles are very small. A solid has a fixed shape and a fixed volume because the particles can only move a little. The particles vibrate back and forth but remain in their fixed positions. Liquids. The particles in a liquid are separated by spaces that are large enough to allow the particles to slide past each other. A liquid takes the shape of its container because the particles can move around more freely than they can in a solid. They are held close together. Therefore, a liquid has a fixed volume, like a solid. Gases. The particles in a gas are separated by much larger spaces than the particles in a liquid or a solid. Therefore, a gas is mostly empty space. A gas always fills whatever container it is in. Since the particles are moving constantly in all directions, they spread toward the container no matter what the shape of their container is.
I'm going to use Nearpod to show how the matter changes from one state to another. When a solid is heated, the particles vibrate faster and faster until they have enough energy to break away from their fixed positions. When this happens, the particles can move about more freely. The change from a solid to a liquid is called melting. When a liquid changes to a solid, it is called freezing. Freezing is the reverse process of melting. As the liquid cools, the particles in the liquid lose energy and move more and more closely. When they settle into fixed positions, the liquid has frozen or solidified. When a liquid absorbs heat energy, the particles move about more and more quickly. Some of the particles gain enough energy to break free of the other particles. When this happens, the liquid changes to a gas. The change from a liquid to a gas is called evaporation. The reverse process, the change from a gas to a liquid, is called condensation. As a gas cools, the particles in the gas lose energy and move more and more slowly until the gas condenses to a liquid.
Having learned about the different states of matter and how they change from one state to another, my friend Dureka from CP5 is going to explain the effects of these changes in nature.
Today I'm going to take you through the process of water cycle with the help of a chart. So let's begin. The water cycle is also known as the hydrologic cycle. The continuous movement of water through the atmosphere and then back again to the ground is called water cycle. It does not have a starting point or an ending point. The water goes through all three stages: solid, liquid, gas in the process. There are several factors that assist the water cycle. The stages included in water cycle are stage 1 evaporation, stage 2 condensation, stage 3 precipitation, stage 4 runoff. Stage 1 evaporation. The sun's energy heats up the lakes, rivers, ocean and other water bodies and subsequently increases the temperature of the water present in them. Consequently, some water gets evaporated as vapors into the air. Stage 2 condensation. As the vapors rise high, the temperature cools them down and turns them back into liquid. Condensation. Stage 3, precipitation. The wind movement caused the cloud particles to collide and they develop into rain-bearing clouds and fall back to Earth's surface by the process known as precipitation. This may occur in the form of rain, hail, snow or sleet depending on the temperature conditions. Stage 4, runoff. After the precipitation, the water runs off to lakes, seas, oceans or ground or gets absorbed by the soil infiltration. Thank you.
Having understood how the process of evaporation and condensation works in nature, my friends from CP6 will talk about the physical and chemical changes.
The physical change is also called as temporary change, in which no new substance is formed. The composition of the body undergo the change remains unchanged. Only the physical properties such as shape, size, state, temperature may change. Example, when you blow a balloon, the balloon expands and there is change in shape, but the material is same as the before. The other example is tearing of paper. When we tear the paper is same as the before and the only thing that changes is the size of the paper. Some more examples are evaporation and condensation of water, powdering of sugar, etc. Changes in which new substances with different properties are formed are called chemical changes. Chemical changes are irreversible and permanent. Now I am going to show you some examples. Rice. As rice contains 90% of starch, rice cooking is essentially the reaction of starch in water of elevated temperatures. So cooked rice cannot be reversed, so it is a chemical change. Another example is milk and curd. So in curd, the chemical properties and chemical composition undergo a change. So curd cannot be reversed into the milk. So it is a chemical change. Some more examples are process of digestion, process of photosynthesis, rusting of iron, etc.
From the above presentation by the children, we can understand that in the Cambridge curriculum, each topic adopts a spiral approach, building on previous learning of the students. Cambridge programs combine an emphasis on mastering subjects in depth with the development skills for study and work in the future. We value deep subject knowledge as well as conceptual understanding that helps students make links between different aspects of a subject. We also encourage students to develop higher order thinking skills, problem solving, critical thinking, independent research, collaboration, and presenting arguments. They are transferable skills that will last a lifetime, preparing them for their future lives. They also make learning enjoyable and rewarding.
We have Hindi, Telugu and French as our second language. French is introduced from class 6. We do a lot of activities as part of our learning. So let's look at some of them.
అందరికీ నమస్కారం. నా పేరు సిరివెన్నెల. నేను 3వ తరగతిలో చదువుతున్నాను. ఇవాళ నేను ఎంచుకున్న వ్యాకరణము సర్వనామం. భాషా భాగంలో రెండవది సర్వనామం. మనం ప్రతిసారి పేరు పెట్టి పిలుస్తామా? లేదే. నేను ఒక ఉదాహరణ చెప్తాను. రాముడు మంచి బడికి వెళ్తున్నాడు. రాముడికి 9 సంవత్సరాలు. ఇలా ప్రతిసారి పేరు పెట్టి పిలవకుండా ఈ నామవాచకానికి బదులుగా వాడే పదాలను సర్వనామము అని అంటారు. ఉదాహరణకు నేను, నువ్వు, అతడు, ఆమె, అవి, ఇవి, వారు, వీరు, ఇవన్నీ కూడా సర్వనామ పదాలే. ఇప్పుడు మనము ఈ సర్వనామ పదాలతో కొన్ని ఉదాహరణలు తెలుసుకుందాం. రాముడు మంచి బాలుడు. అతడు బడికి వెళ్తున్నాడు. అతడికి 9 సంవత్సరాలు. ఇక్కడ రాముడు నామవాచకం అయితే అతడు సర్వనామము. సీత గుణవంతురాలు. సీత జనకుడి కూతురు. సీత గుణవంతురాలు, ఆమె జనకుడి కూతురు. సీత ఇక్కడ నామవాచకం అయితే ఆమె సర్వనామము. భాషా భాగంలో సర్వనామ పదాలు ఎక్కడ వాడాలో తెలిసిందనుకుంటున్నాను. కృతజ్ఞతలు.
అందరికీ నమస్కారం. నా పేరు సరియు పసుపునూరి. ఈరోజు నేను వ్యాకరణంలో నామవాచకం గురించి చెప్పబోతున్నాను. వ్యాకరణం అంటే ఏంటి? వ్యాకరణం అంటే గ్రామర్. తెలుగు భాషలోని పదాలను యాక్షనికులు కొన్ని భాగాలుగా విభజించారు. ఆ విధంగా విభజించబడినవే భాషా భాగాలు. భాషా భాగాలు 5. అందులో మొదటిది నామవాచకము. రాముడు, ముంబై, ఎవరెస్ట్, తుంగభద్ర. ఇప్పుడు నేను చూపించినవన్నీ ఏమిటి? అవి పేర్లు కదా. పేరు అనగా నామము. పేర్లను తెలిపే పదాలను నామవాచకము అంటారు. మనుషుల, వస్తువుల, జంతువుల, పర్వతాల మొదలగు వాటి పేర్లను తెలిపే పదాలను నామవాచకము అంటారు. ఉదాహరణ: హైదరాబాద్, పులి, గోదావరి నది, మర్రి చెట్టు, సీత. ఇప్పుడు మనము ఒక వాక్యం చెప్పుకుందాం. నేను హైదరాబాద్కి వచ్చాను. ఈ వాక్యంలో హైదరాబాద్ ఏమిటి? హైదరాబాద్ నామవాచకము. ధన్యవాదాలు. ఇప్పుడు సిరివెన్నెల सर्वनामम गुरिंची చెప్పబోతుంది।
मैं अद्वैत आनंद माधुगढ़िया CP5 का छात्र हूँ और आज मैं आप लोगों को सर्वनाम के विषय में कुछ बताना चाहता हूँ। संज्ञा की जगह कौन? एक व्यक्ति वहाँ आया, वो बोला, भाई जरा बाल्टी दे दो। वह शब्द किसकी जगह पर आया है? व्यक्ति के। पर व्यक्ति तो एक संज्ञा शब्द है, वह शब्द सर्वनाम है। सर्वनाम की परिभाषा: संज्ञा की जगह आने वाले शब्द सर्वनाम कहलाते हैं। अब मैं आप लोग को एक उदाहरण देना चाहता हूँ। ये छोटी सी कविता। हम सब सुमन एक उपवन के, एक हमारी धरती सबकी, जिसकी मिट्टी में जन्मे हम, मिली एक ही धूप हमें, सींचे गए एक जल से हम। क्या आप लोग जानना चाहते हैं कि इसके अंदर सर्वनाम शब्द कौन कौन से हैं? तो जानिए। हम एक सर्वनाम शब्द है, हमारी एक सर्वनाम शब्द है, सबके भी एक सर्वनाम शब्द है और हमें एक सर्वनाम शब्द है इस पूरी कविता में।